Hello everyone, my name is Tabby and welcome back to my channel Keeping Tabs, where today I'm doing a throwback book tag. This is the Faction book tag. For those of you who don't know, I first started BookTube 5 years ago, 6-ish years ago, and I was so dedicated to it. I have this book that I started back then and I kept track of all of the hot tags everybody was doing back then. So I have this huge list of tags here that you cannot see, but those are all the tags that everybody was doing 5 years ago. So I'm just gonna do one from 5 years ago, and I'm doing the one that was inspired by the Divergent trilogy. This is a throwback. This is a throwback. Divergent, man. This was the book. This was the last book I read before being introduced to BookTube. This is the last book that I read without any kind of like impressions or not knowing anything about anything. I just picked this book up and literally, I think it was because of this book that I found BookTube. I went to see other people's book reviews and la-di-da, and that's how I found BookTube. So let's do this. If you haven't read Divergent, that's okay, because the trilogy itself it's not too hot. The first book is amazing. The other two books, I like to think of it as a standalone. Let's just put it that way. Okay, first question. Abnegation. Name a book that you have recommended to someone else. I have recommended Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma to one of my best friends, and she ended up enjoying it. It's a very unfortunate tale about a brother and sister who fall in love, and there are trigger warnings, I don't know, spoiler alert, whatever, for incest, because that happens in this book. And if you're not a fan, I guess don't read it. But she wrote this in such a way that you rooted for these characters and you felt so bad for them because, you know, you can't help the situations that you're in. And it was just such an unfortunate story, and I still like think about it to this day because the ending was so sad and I love it, and you should read it. It's good. It's good. Next for Abnegation is to pick a book with gray on the cover. I have an Ember in the Ashes here. It has lots of gray and gold. Next is Dauntless. Name a character who is brave. This is so hard. Like, every character is brave. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I really just don't know. I'm gonna say Sydney Sage is a pretty brave individual. She is a human living in a vampire world, and she gets into all kinds of shenanigans, and she uses her smart brain to get herself out of them. And yeah, I don't, like, she's just brave. I don't know. This one is hard. Like, it's YA. Most of my books are YA. They all consist of some kind of brave protagonist. Sometimes I'm good with tags, and sometimes I'm not good with tags, and this is one of the ones where I'm not good. Next for Dauntless is pick a book with black on the cover. Twilight and Life and Death by, wow, I almost said Taylor Smith. Is Taylor Smith even a person? Stephanie Meyer. I can't say author names today. Like, seriously, who's Taylor Smith? Next is Erudite. Name a book you've learned a lot from. For this, I chose Leviathan Wakes. This is a adult sci-fi space opera, and it's so science. It's so science. We spend a lot of time out in the solar system learning all kinds of stuff about spaceship. And the way the authors did this book, it's very subtle, the things that you end up learning. The terms that you learn, the process that these characters have to follow when they're floating around in space. It's just a lot. But you don't realize how much it is because they're very good at subtly weaving it into the story. So I'm gonna say Leviathan Wakes taught me a lot about life among the stars. So cheesy, so cheesy. Next part of the Erudite question is to pick a book with blue on the cover. I have Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. Next is Amity. Name a book that makes you feel good. I picked up the Black Dagger Brotherhood books. I only picked up the first two because I've only read these two. But these books are just so much fun, and they're just so easy to read and to fall into. They're just feel-good books. They make me so happy. They make me laugh. They make me almost want to cry. Like, hello, not fair. Don't do that. So yeah, these books. Love them. You need to read them. Thank you. You're welcome. Is it just me, or is this tag a hot mess? The next half of the Amity question is to pick a book with red and yellow on the cover. Ugh. Red and yellow. That's annoying. I am not taking that out of the box. No sirree, Bob. Not today. Ooh. Illuminae has red and yellowy, orangish yellow. That's what you're getting. Next we have Candor. Name a book that you honestly hate, but everyone loves. What shall I choose? That was a really annoying voice. I am so sorry. I don't know. I typically follow the crowd. Strange the Dreamer? Everyone loves that book. Yeah, I'll just say Strange the Dreamer because it was so unnecessarily beautifully written. Is that a compliment or is that either way, I didn't like it. Second half of the Candor question. Candor. Candor. Candor or Candor? Candor. 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 Choose a book with black and white on the cover. Super duper easy, man. Super duper easy. I have The Academy by Amy Joy. Next is Factionless. Name a book with multiple genres. A book with multiple genres. That's hard. Heck. Multiple genres? What? This one's a thumper. Thumper? Is that the word? I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna do it and I'm gonna make it up as I go. So I might be lying straight to your face, but this is my reality, so here we go. I'm gonna say Red Rising because it's science fiction. It's also dystopian because they're living in a future world where everything is sucky, but they think it's good, but it's not. So dystopian. And it's also fantasy because there's like knights and swords and like that's all for fantasy. It's got fantasy, okay? And I'm gonna say historical because there's lots of historical references and their like culture is rooted in ancient history times, like Roman and Greek and stuff, and even Norse in some parts. So there's the historical, and then like romance, just one grain of salt's worth of romance. So multiple genres here, perfect for anyone. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't know, that was hard. Multiple genres, I don't know. If you can think of a book that has multiple genres, let me know. Maybe I'm just not like being open-minded enough. Let me know. Next for Factionless is pick a colorful book. I'm gonna pick these two books because I can't think of anything else, and even though I already said the first book for one of these questions, I'm picking these beautiful sci-fi books, Caliban's War and Abaddon's Gate by James S.A. Corey. They are very colorful and the artwork is really nice and the spines are really cool. So there you go, color. There you go. And the last question is, which faction would you be in? And I guess only Divergent readers can answer this because there's no way I'm about to explain what the factions are because I just suck at explaining anything in general. So I think I would choose the Erudite faction because they have the ability to learn all kinds of stuff and to fill their lives with all kinds of knowledge. So I'd probably pick that. I like learning things, so yeah. Erudite would be a cool spot. Lord knows I would not be able to... Were they called trials? I don't know what they were called, but I would not be able to pass the tests that they do in Dauntless. No. No, sir. Not me. So yeah, I'd choose Erudite or Candor. Candor. Because I speak the truth anyways, so. I would probably be born in Candor and then choose Erudite. Yeah. And that was all for my throwback tag. Thank you for watching. I will leave anybody that I decide to tag maybe on the screen, definitely down below. And you guys can do it too. You don't have to read Divergent to do this tag. It's pretty straightforward questions. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye!